Good afternoon, everybody. Pigskin Pete here. Happy Saturday to everybody. I mean, I don't know which is worse, how much I hate computers or how much computers hate me. Because I've spent the past 35 minutes, 40 minutes, or however long it's been, trying to get on air here. The same thing happened to me when I tried to stream the Texas A&M and Clemson game in week 2. Anyways, I don't know what the problem was. I literally was about to give up. And I tried one more time and it did it. So, I don't know what to tell you. But thanks for everybody for sticking around. I really appreciate it. And it looks like I got on just in time for the game to start. Let me before this game starts, let me see who's in here real quick. Get some shout outs. Good afternoon, John Neal, Christian Ballard, Tiger Nation, Clemson Carson. And it looks like Alabama's receiving the kick first. Hold on, I'll get back to this in a second. And he's going to return it, and he's going to get taken out of bounds around the 32, it looks like. Let's see here. Yeah, Richard Neal, good afternoon to you. A Pac Fan 12. I apologize for everybody. C. Carter says the weather shouldn't impact Clemson too much at all. No, I don't think so either. Yeah, I'm going way back here. Good afternoon, Uncle Luke. The Goat Watson in the house. Zach. All the normal people. Billy Dawson, my man. First and 10, Alabama. From the 25, it looks like. And Tua is pressured, and he's going to take it, and he's going to get about 5 yards on the quarterback run. He's flushed out of the pocket there. Yeah, so looks like that's it. I'm just a little bit flustered. I had several things I wanted to talk about before this game actually started, and obviously that's not happening because I was too busy messing with this computer and the computer program and YouTube. I don't know. I'm surprised I didn't make it worse. 2nd and 6. Tua hands the ball off, and it looks like Harris, and he's going to get a first down and more. Up around across the 40-yard line there. I think I saw somebody here ask what the spread on this game was. It's, well, as of, say, Thursday, it was 24.5. I'm 2-2 for my picks against the spread so far today, or this week. I had Syracuse covering, which they did. They beat the ever-living crap out of Louisville. And I also had West Virginia covering their spread against TCU, which they did. Here we go, 1st and 10. Tua hands the ball off, another run up the middle, and it looks like he's fumbled. Mississippi State signaling that they have the ball, and I think they do. What's the signal on the field here? I can't tell. Let's see if this was a fumble. I don't know. It's hard to tell. It's close. His knee was almost... It looks like his knee hits like simultaneously when the ball came out. I don't know what they're going to call that. Looks like they did. Looks like they're saying he was down. So 2nd and 6, and they get the snap off. They're not going to look at it, I guess. And it's complete short of the first down. It's going to be 3rd and short. Yeah, I don't know. That was an awkward tackle. It looked like he's very lucky he didn't get his hurt his knee on that. But I'm not so sure that wasn't a fumble. It was close. So whatever they called it on the field, whatever is what it was going to be whenever they reviewed it. So it's just too hard to tell. What's up, College Football Maniac? That's one thing I wanted to talk about. Good afternoon to you, sir. Gamecock fan in here. Listen, I feel sorry for you, man. But I'm not going to say that I'm not happy. I mean, the Gamecocks found a way to lose that. They had 17-point lead and found a way to lose that game. I mean, pitiful. 3rd and 1. And it's going to be a first down and more. Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't know. I thought it was a fumble too, but it was too close. And Alabama's moving the ball right down the field here. Listen, I hope this is a good game. I mean, everybody knows I don't care who wins this game. But I hope it's good just for YouTube purposes. I mean, and for my own entertainment purposes. The last few games I've done have not been close, and that sucks, So There's another handoff or another run up the middle. So Mississippi State is getting absolutely gashed with running the ball up the middle here. So I until they do something about that, I expect Alabama to continue to do that. Why wouldn't they? What's up, Smooves TV? And, of course, Christian Ballard. And there's another handoff, and there's another first down. So that's, what, 3 first downs in a row by Alabama on this opening drive. One thing you don't want to do if you're Mississippi State is get behind early and try to play catch-up. That's not going to work. Mississippi State offense is not built to come from behind. Oh, what's up, Miranda Dansby, my favorite damsel in distress? How you doing? Tua's back to pass on 1st and 10, and he throws it deep, and it's caught. Is that a touchdown? They're gonna say he's out at about the half-yard line there. So 1st and goal inside the 1-yard line. I mean, that was just a dime that Tua just threw. He's so accurate, especially with the long ball. I mean, look at that. Yeah. So, no shocker there. Yeah, touchdown. That just was almost too easy, wasn't it? So, all right, well, let me change the that didn't take long. I've been streaming for all of 10 minutes, and the score is already 7-0 here. Let me change the score real quick before I forget here. Yeah. I'm assuming he's going to make that, so I went ahead and changed it to 7. Let's see if he does. Oh. Well, he almost missed it, but he got it. So. Yeah. All right. By the way, Billy, I know you're my resident scorekeeper. Keep me updated on some of these games. There's several interesting games at 3:30. I watched almost that entire Florida and South Carolina game. I mean, listen, that was actually a good game for the most part. It was an entertaining game. I mean, I still can't believe that South Carolina found a way to blow that lead, but they did. And I mean, the Ohio State and Michigan State game was good for the first half. Then Ohio State kind of ran away with it. What was the other one? I can't remember. The one I watched most of was the South Carolina-Florida game. Anybody? Which games are you looking forward to today? There's not a whole lot of great matchups. There's some ones that would be big-time upsets if they did happen. Obviously, Clemson and Boston College tonight. Did you guys watch Game Day today? Now, Lee Corso picked Clemson. You know, you put the Clemson head on. But what's-his-face picked both the other guys picked Michigan. Who am I thinking of? Desmond Howard picked Boston College. I mean, are you kidding me? Christian Ballard says, Pete, I'm not being a hater, but it's possible Clemson loses. Not saying they will, but it's a tough road game. Yeah, so here's the thing. Boston College is a tough team. The weather may play a factor. All these things people are saying. The crowd's going to be there. They're going to be into it. But here's the problem. If you're Boston College, you have no depth. Your first strings are very good. A.J. Dillon is playing tonight. That's a huge, huge plus. I mean, he is their offense, right? So A.J. Dillon being healthy and playing, we didn't know if he was going to play all week, and now they're saying he's going to play and he's healthy. That's a huge feather in their cap. If they're able to sustain a running game with A.J. Dillon and him make a couple of big plays and keep Trevor Lawrence and Clemson offense on the sideline, they can hang around for a while. Here's the problem. Once you get into the third and fourth quarter, I mean, depth becomes an issue for Boston College. This is the same thing that happened last year. I was at the game, in Clemson when Boston College came to town. They were within 7 points in the fourth quarter, and then Clemson scored 28 points in the fourth quarter because the defense got wore out. And that's the problem they're going to have tonight too. So I wouldn't be surprised if Boston College kept the game in score, tight for 2 or 3 quarters. The fourth quarter is going to be the deal breaker, I think. Clemson's just too good. They got too much depth. All right, so let's see if Mississippi State can do anything here. How did South Carolina lose that game? Well, they just pulled a South Carolina. Yeah, that's how. What's up, Richard Neal? We got a Mississippi State guy representing in here. Glad to see you here. We got a lot of Alabama guys in here, so it's good to see a Mississippi State guy in here. All right, 1st and 10. Let's see if Mississippi State can do anything here. And Fitzgerald's going to do a quarterback. You're going to see a lot of that today, but you're not going to do that against Alabama. That's Mississippi State's problem, is that their quarterback is their main running back, and Alabama's not going to. They're not going to let Nick Fitzgerald run for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns. It's not happening. Sorry. So they better find a way to throw the ball. Otherwise, this game will be over by halftime. All right, 2nd and 9. Fitzgerald back to pass, and it's complete for about a 9-yard gain. So it's going to be 3rd and 1. Miami versus Georgia Tech. Ernesto Infante. Good afternoon to you, sir. Yeah, Miami versus Georgia Tech. That's the. Georgia Tech's favored in that game. Go figure that. That's very disappointing for Miami. 3rd and 1. And he's going to be taken down for a loss. They tried to run it 4th down. I mean, God knows, guys. It's going to be a long day for Mississippi State if you can't get a yard for a 1st down. Yeah, somebody just mentioned the Georgia Tech and Miami game. Another game I could care less about. Miami's a massive disappointment. Georgia Tech is Georgia Tech. But I hope that Miami beats Georgia Tech just simply because I can't stand Georgia Tech. I mean, that's all that comes down to. Georgia Tech is probably my second most hated team in the ACC behind Florida State. What's up, a Pac Fan 12? I'm doing great, sir. Surprisingly, when I was having trouble getting on YouTube for 30 minutes, normally I would go into a complete mental breakdown, an outrage fit, and I would be very pissed off right now. But I kept calm, and surprisingly, I'm okay right now. I mean, whatever. I'm not going to sweat it. But I hope you're doing great, sir. I know you are. I know you're amazing and fantastic. That's why you're here. So Colorado 7-0 over Washington. I saw somebody say 10-0 Pitt over Virginia Tech. That's no shocker. Iowa State 6-0 over Baylor. Iowa State, the Big Ten West is still wide open. You've got Iowa State can still mathematically win that division. I think Iowa still can. Northwestern, right? Yeah, Northwestern's in first place. Northwestern has won every. Well, they're 4-1 in conference play, and 0-3 in non-conference play. That's a pretty shocking stat. But it's not a good look for the Big Ten. The Big Ten West. Who says go 13th? Good afternoon to you, sir. By the way. Yeah, I see you, Christian. But I told you how to work this thing, man. Told you to keep the Pigskin Pete live stream up on your phone and just turn it down. That way you can still watch the game on TV and not have to worry about my mouth. But anyway, whatever, sir. Good. See you later. Have a good one. Johnny Red asks, can Boston College throw? He hasn't watched a game. Well, I mean, they can, but that's not their forte. I mean, Boston College is a running team. A.J. Dillon is the featured player on that offense. What's up, SEC Dog? He says, hey, Pete, why aren't media people talking about the winner of the Clemson-Boston College would be the leader in the division, right? Yes, whoever wins the Clemson-Boston College game will be in first place in the Atlantic Division. So Boston College only has one ACC loss this year, and so if they beat Clemson, then Clemson would have one loss, and Boston College would have the head-to-head tiebreaker. So, yes, Boston College would be in the driver's seat in the ACC Atlantic if they beat Clemson tonight. That's right. 1st and 10, Alabama, and it's complete for another big gain. Gets all the way down up to the 40-yard line there. Maybe about a 20-yard play there. 1st and 10, Alabama, and we have an injured Mississippi State player on the sideline. Looks like he's holding his ankle or his shin or something. Doesn't look good. Hate to see that. Let's see what happens here if I can see how he got injured. His own player ran into him. His own player took his leg out. Yeah. Never mind your staying. You made the right decision, sir. You made the right decision. Yeah, see, hold on a second here. It's 1st and 10, and it's going to be a handoff for about a 4-yard gain, 3-yard gain, something like that. It's going to be 2nd and 6, I'd say. Let me go back up here. There's a couple of what's up, Notre Dame Nation? A couple of things I wanted to read. And Jimmy C, how you doing, sir? Where's the thing I just saw? Well. How you doing, Pete? Hey, 2 matchups here, the Pac-12. Cal and Southern Cal, yes. That's an interesting one. And, of course, Wazoo and Colorado, yeah. 2nd and 6. And Tua's going to keep it for no gain, I think. Yeah, a lot of people are picking Wazoo to get upset from Colorado's lost like 4 straight. And, of course, Washington State is a 1-loss Pac-12 North team, and I think the game's in Colorado. So everyone has them on upset alert because Colorado has nothing to lose. We'll see about that. I'm not so sure about that. Jamie C says, Clemson will destroy Boston College. I'm not buying the bag of goods ESPN is selling. Yeah, that's me and you both, sir. Me and you both. Third and 5. Tua back to pass. Throws it, and it's complete for another 1st down. And it looks like that was Waddle. Waddle was the receiver that caught that. And they are across the 50-yard line and driving. This game, Mississippi State needs to stop here. 14-0 is going to be hard to come back from. I mean, it's going to be hard to come back from 7-0 if you're Mississippi State against Alabama, but you get what I'm saying. Yeah. Yeah, Tua looks healthy. He's not limping or anything. And 1st and 10, and Tua is going to dump it off. Short pass complete for about 3 yards. And is that a fumble? Yep. Yet another non-fumble fumble. I'm going to say he was down. Notre Dame's going to win 45-3. Says, what time's that game come on? So the Notre Dame game. Is that tonight? 7 o'clock or something? Yeah. Yeah, Notre Dame's going to murder Florida State. And if they don't, then they should be embarrassed. 2nd and 6. And it's a handoff for another 1st down. 1st and 10, Alabama. Yeah, no shocker there, Billy. Pittsburgh 10-0 over Virginia Tech. I picked Pittsburgh to win that. I picked Alabama to cover the spread against Mississippi State. I picked everybody that was favored in my picks to cover. So far, I'm right. Let's see here. 1st and 10 from the 34. Tua back to pass, and he uncharacteristic overthrow there. Threw it too far in front of the receiver. It's going to be 2nd down and 10. 5 minutes and 16 seconds left in the first quarter. 7:30, the Notre Dame game's on. All right, yeah. I'm going to be keeping one eye on a couple of those other games, but Clemson comes on at 8, so I'll be flipping, during commercials to check out some other scores. But so 2nd and 10 and the handoff, and he's going to pick up about 8. These so far, the running backs, both Harris and the other one for Alabama, they're getting a lot of yards after contact. You got to bring these guys down when you hit them initially. Christian Ballard says Georgia 27, Auburn 6. Yeah, I'm not going to disagree with that. I'd say maybe a little bit closer than that. Maybe Auburn scores more than 6 points, but a 3rd and 2, and it's going to be a handoff, and it's going to be another 1st down. So Alabama is just converting 1st down after 1st down. I mean, they're 100% on 1st downs, on 3rd down conversions today so far. So, yeah, the Georgia-Auburn game is another one that's interesting. I don't know. Let's see here. Do I have that one written down? I don't. I don't know what the spread on that is, but I think Georgia will win by a couple of scores. 1st and 10, and Tua is going to take off with the ball, and he's going to pick up 10 yards. 1st down, right around the 10-yard line. So let's see where they spot this. Might be 1st and goal, Alabama, or if not, it's going to be right outside of 1st and goal. 1st and 10 from the 11, something like that. See where they spot it. Yeah, he might have been taken down around the 11 there. Oklahoma State and Oklahoma tied at 14. I'm not surprised about that. Oklahoma's just gotten, their defense is not good enough to win a national title unless they can score 60 points on somebody. I don't see anybody scoring 60 points on Clemson I don't see anybody scoring 60 points on Clemson. I'm not so sure about Alabama either, really. Tiger Nate, good afternoon. Hey, Tiger Nate. Everybody, Tiger Nate is in Boston. He's a Clemson fan. He flew up to Boston for the Clemson and Boston College game tonight. Tiger Nate is making a poster. What's the poster say, sir? He's going to try to get on TV with a poster that says, I think what he wrote, and he can confirm this or deny it, to subscribe to the Pigskin Pete YouTube channel. No, he says your tears are tasty. Go Tigers. You need to at least put a hashtag Pigskin Pete on there or something. You got to represent the channel, sir. So get me on TV. I need you. I need you to get me on TV tonight. Since I'm not there, I can't do it myself. You said you got a good seat, don't you? So 2nd and goal. And it's going to be a touchdown, Alabama. Well, I don't know. It's close. I think he got across, and then they pushed him back over. What are they going to say here? They're going to say he's down. Oh, they're saying it's a touchdown. That's what I thought. Touchdown, Alabama. Yeah. Johnny Red Dot says, Pete, this is against the #1 defense in the SEC. We are the best defense in the SEC. Ow. What? Alabama's the #1 defense in the SEC? Is that what you're saying? Notre Dame Nation is putting his vote in the ring for Travis Etienne to be the Heisman winner. Well, here's the thing. It's going to a quarterback. It's a quarterback award now. So Etienne's not getting the Heisman. You look at his numbers. He's got over 1,000 yards and 15 touchdowns on the season, but he only touches the ball an average of 13 times a game. So he's not getting 20 carries, 25 carries like Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin is, and, A.J. Dillon is from Boston College. But he's still putting up outrageous numbers. Yards per carry, he's around 9 yards a carry. Not only this year, but last year, too. The guy's He's an unbelievable. If they gave him the ball 20 times a game, he might have 2,000 yards and 30 touchdowns on a season. But they don't, because they have 3 really capable running backs, and of course they throw the ball a lot too. So, and I think they're really actually being smart at this point, not giving him the 20, 25 carry load per game, because they don't need to, and they want to keep him fresh for the time of the year that it really matters if we get into the playoffs. So, but yeah, it's gonna go to I mean, unless something crazy happens, Tua is getting the Heisman. It's pretty much that simple. But it says your tears are tasty. Go Tiger. Subscribe to Pigskin Pete and Tiger Nate. Yeah, great job, sir. Great sign. I'll be looking for it. I'm going to be recording it, and so that hopefully I can see that sign on TV. What's up, Debo? He says Mississippi State should have challenged the fumble early in the game. Yeah. I mean, they don't have a challenge flag in college football. That has to come from the referees, doesn't it? I mean, the only thing that they could have done is call the timeout to get to give more time for the officials to look at it. You sent me a picture of it. Yeah, I need to change the score here. What'd you send me the picture on the Line app? I'll check it out when I get off of here. SEC Dog says that Hot Rod from the kicker for UGA should get the Heisman. Yeah. Hold on, let me change the score real quick before I forget. Yeah. Well, I'm hoping for I mean, Mississippi State needs to do something. Please, just to make it interesting for me. All right, so it's 1st and 10. And Fitzgerald's going to be sacked. I mean, they don't fear him throwing the ball. They're just bringing the house at him. And this is the problem if you're one-dimensional like Mississippi State. I mean, there's no fear of him moving the ball down the field. They're just going to come after him every time. Yeah. This is a mismatch. 2nd and 11. Fitzgerald pressured again and sacked again. There was sort of a fumble on the snap there. He's lucky he got that off. What's up, Jets Yankees? Says Nick Fitzgerald's decline this year stat-wise. Yeah, he's just a runner. He's a running quarterback, and I think that he probably lost some. And I'm not some sort of expert on Mississippi State roster or talent, whatever depth, but I feel like they lost some key players from last year that made that offense a lot better, and now he doesn't have those guys there. 3rd and 16. Fitzgerald complete over the middle. Yeah, let's throw it 5 yards short of the first down marker. That works every time. So it's gonna be 4th and 5, or 4th and 3, or whatever. Let's see where they spot it. 4th and 4. Has this guy completed a pass over 20 yards all year? I mean, I'm way ahead. That's odd. I don't know how that happens. I'm ahead because I should be behind. There's a delay on YouTube. So Mississippi State is going to punt the ball, and the punt is up, and it's going to fair catch. That was weird. Anyway, right around the 25-yard line. Alabama's going to get another shot at this thing before the first quarter's up. 29 seconds left in the first quarter. 7-7 Michigan with Rutgers. Oh, excuse me. It's funny. WVU is the best team in the Big 12. We'll see about that. I do think they're the most complete team. I mean, they've got a great offense. Just, Oklahoma does as well. But West Virginia's defense is 10 times better than Oklahoma's defense. Oklahoma's defense is just it's unforgivable how bad their defense is, considering the fact that they're Oklahoma and they can recruit at a high level, and that in the Big 12. I mean, they should be winning the recruiting battle. Them and Texas should be the two best recruiters in the Big 12 year in, year out, which they are. But I mean, it's unforgivable that Oklahoma's defense is as bad as it is for as long as it has been. It doesn't make sense. And I realize you're in the Big 12 and they have these high flying spread offenses, and you're going to give up more points than maybe another conference does. But it still doesn't. You're giving up 50 points a game. That I don't care what offense they have. That's inexcusable. You're not winning a title like that. It's not happening. If Kelly wants to go to the SEC, he needs to get a stronger arm. I don't know. Listen, I disagree with that. Look at the quarterbacks throughout the SEC. He's as good as almost all of them, with the exception of 2 or 3 guys. Drew Lock, Tua. He's as good as just about any quarterback in the SEC, and the quarterbacks in the SEC are just what you just described. I mean, they're mostly running quarterbacks with average arm. I mean, that's what the SEC is. That's what they are, quarterback-wise, for the most part. So, I think he fits perfectly in the SEC, really. What's up, Falcons Fury? Good afternoon to you, sir. It says, yeah, I saw that. I watched the game. I'm still laughing. At the Gamecocks found a way to blow that game. Debo says his arm needs a bit more velocity. Well, I agree with that. I mean, listen, that's the reason that he's not the quarterback of Clemson right now. That's the main reason, is because Trevor Lawrence has a world-class arm and can get the ball to the receivers in a hurry. So I agree with you there. But I mean, he's not going to get more velocity on his passes. The arm he has is the arm he has, and it's the arm he's going to have next year too. I mean, that's not changing. So, if Rutgers can run down Michigan's throat, anyone can. Yeah. So 1st and 5, Alabama from the 31-yard line. Tua, back to pass, running around. What is he doing? They finally got to him. Taken down for a loss. I mean, I give Tua credit there for keeping his eyes downfield and trying to make a throw, but at one point you got to abandon that play and run, dude. I mean, he started running towards the other end zone at one point. What was that? South Carolina Stadium has a slight sway, but the only collapsing there is on the field. Yeah. Falcons Fury, you must be very happy right now. For anybody who doesn't know, Falcons Fury is also clearly he's a Falcons fan, but he's also a Florida fan. So all we can do is run the ball. I knew it. You knew it. Elmo knew it. We still dominated on the ground, impressed by our O-line today. Yeah. The spread on the Clemson game is down to 18. Is that true? Wow. I'd take that all day. That's 2.5 points that it's moved since Thursday. So all of the money is going on Boston College, and I'm assuming the reason that all of the money is going on Boston College is because of the weather conditions, and that's gonna maybe keep it lower scoring. I don't know. I don't know if I'd bet that game anyway, really. But if I had to, I'd take Clemson with the points because they're that much more talented. Not that Boston College is a slouch or anything, but Clemson's not playing Boston College. They're playing Mother Nature this week. Yeah, well, I don't know. I just saw a stat on Twitter that somebody posted that since 1960-something, Clemson is 5-0 in road games where the temperature is below freezing. So I know it has nothing to do with now. It's a completely meaningless and pointless stat that doesn't mean anything. I mean, it just doesn't. I mean, I think people put too much emphasis on it. Now, if it was going to be like 5 degrees outside, I'd say, yeah, that might affect Trevor as a passer because when it's 5 degrees outside, your hand turns into stone within 5 minutes. But it's not going to be it's going to be cold, but it's not going to be that. It's not going to be crazy cold. It's going to be like 35 degrees. That's not crazy. These guys have played in 35-degree weather before. That's not like Alaska weather. I mean, it gets 35 degrees where I live in the deep south. So, what's up, Bradley Aarons? Clemson and South Carolina needed to switch conferences. Well, that's not happening. So, well, Pete, when you go from about to lose 3 straight to miss out on a decent bowl game and lose to a Gamecock and winning comeback in fashion, you'd be happy. Yeah, I would. Yeah, you should be happy. All right, see you, Tiger Nate. Stay warm, buddy. And I'll be looking for that poster on TV. First time viewer. Well, you were in the right place, sir. Bradley Aarons. Go ahead and hit the like button and the subscribe button. Who's your state your fandom, sir? So we know who you are. Not that it matters who you're a fan of. We have fans from everybody on here. Georgia. Well, you'll fit right in because I probably have, I don't know, a lot. I have a lot of Georgia fans on here. All right, so second and 11. And Alabama is going to be complete over the middle, and it's going to be Judy getting a first down. Yeah. Hold on, let me change the it's the second quarter now, right? Let me change this thing real quick. All right, there we go. First and 10, and it's going to be an incomplete pass by Tua, so second and 10 coming up here. Yeah. Did that come out right? Yes, second quarter, gotcha. Oh, crap. All right, so here we go. Second and 10 from the 37-yard line, sorry. And it's going to be complete. Goes out of bounds right around the first down marker. We'll see. That was Judy again. We'll see where they spot this. Oh, well, C. Carter, you're also a new subscriber from the Sports Fury. Yeah, thank you, sir, for that, by the way. So they gave him the first down, first and 10. It's going to be a handoff, run up the middle for about 7 yards. I mean, Alabama's just getting first downs after first. I mean, they're 100% first down percentage so far this game. Pete, who's the best wide receiver in the country? Man. Hold on, second and 3. And it's going to be a handoff, and they cannot bring him down. Another first down. First and 10, Alabama. That's a tough one, man, because there's several that you could name. I mean, I'm biased. I'm going to say Higgins. I mean, really, Justin Ross, it could be in there too. He's a true freshman that he just and 1st and 10, and it's going to be an incomplete pass. I don't know where he was throwing that to. Jerry Jeudy is definitely one of them. I mean, without a doubt. Yeah. I mean, there's 4 or 5 receivers across the country that you could probably put in and make an argument for. But being that I am a Clemson homer and I'm biased, I'm gonna say Higgins. But I think Jeudy he's right up there. I mean, listen, he's got 908 yards already this year. 2nd and 10. It's gonna be a handoff, and he's gonna be taken down for only about a 2-yard gain there. It's gonna be 3rd and let's see where what they say here. 3rd and 6 maybe. There's a bunch of good receivers. Who's that guy on my fantasy? Hollywood from Brown from Oklahoma, another good one. Hunter Renfrow, yeah. 3rd and 7. And it's a good stop there. Finally, Mississippi State gets a stop on 3rd down. That's the first one today, I think. And they needed that. And then they stopped him. Actually, it looks like it's going to be outside of field goal range. So we might see a punt from Alabama here for the first time today. Will Sweeney? Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, so we're going to see a punt here. And Mississippi State calls a timeout. Debo says it will be amazing to see Wilkins throw a fade to Higgins or Ross for a touchdown. I think that we will see that. I'm going to go ahead and make a bold prediction right now. It's definitely going to happen that he throws a pass. You're not going to see that tonight because, I mean, unless the game got out of hand and Clemson got up by 4 scores in the 4th quarter and they don't have anything to lose. But I don't anticipate seeing Wilkins throw the football tonight because it's going to be cold and the weather thing. I wouldn't be surprised to see it happen, number one, either against Duke next week at home in Clemson or against South Carolina. Because I think that out of all the games of the year that they would love to humiliate somebody by having a defensive tackle throw a touchdown pass, it would be against the Gamecocks in Death Valley for the last home game of the year. So I'm making that prediction right now, that you will see Wilkins throw the ball for a touchdown, or at least attempt one for a touchdown, against the University of South Carolina Thanksgiving weekend in the last home game of the year. So everybody remember that. So whenever it happens, you can say how much of a genius that Pigskin Pete is, which we already know I am. So that would just be confirming it, though. So it's Farrell or Bryant's turn to score this week. Yeah. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they did the fridge package tonight for a 4th and 1 or a goal line situation. Listen, that's not considered, to me, that's not a trick play. I know people are like, oh, it's funny, it's trick. Listen, you're not stopping Christian Wilkins from getting 1 yard, especially if you put Dexter Lawrence blocking in front of him. I mean, that's 700 pounds of guys running at you. You might stop them. You're not stopping them within 1 yard. I don't care who you are. It's not happening. I would do it more if I were them. On 4th and 1 or goal line. I'd use that every time. Why not? Yes, Clemson Carson, that's exactly what I said. Wilkins throwing it to Dexter would be hilarious. Yes, that would. What's up, Prince 6'1"? How you doing, sir? Good to see you in here. So here's the punt. And they're going to down it at the 1 foot line. Wow. You're in a super bad mood. Why is Purdue losing? Is that what's happening? No, my game isn't behind, Debo. It's just there's a delay on YouTube. Depending on your internet and my YouTube delay, it could be anywhere from 10 to 30 seconds. So, all right, 1st and 10 from their own 1, Mississippi State. And they pick up, they get out of trouble there. They get about 5 yards on the run up the middle, so it's going to be 2nd and 5 there. Duke has a really good quarterback. Yeah, Duke's a good team. They're a good team, but yeah, I mean, coming into Death Valley, that's a tall task for Duke. 2nd and 3, and it's going to be a handoff around the left side. He's going to pick up a 1st down. 1st and 10, Mississippi State. Yeah, Duke has a good, pretty good solid defense. They have a pretty good offense too, actually. Duke has the same problem that Boston College has. They don't have the depth. It's one thing to hang with the big boys for 2 quarters. It's a whole other issue to hang with them for 4. So 1st and 10 from the 12. Fitzgerald dumps it off to, it looks like the tight end there. And he's going to pick up about 5 or 6. Tonight will be the only time you pull for Florida State. Yeah. Christian Ballard. Pete, are you going to watch the Clemson game tonight? What, I mean, sir, what kind of question is that? Of course I'm going to watch the Clemson game. I mean, was that a joke? 2nd and 3. Fitzgerald. And he's incomplete pass, and the receiver's looking for a flag, and there is no flag. So 3rd and 3. I just now noticed those little Bulldogs all over the helmets of the Mississippi State players. They look weird. Like, I mean, some logos just don't make a sticker out of them. They don't look right on a helmet. Clemson Carson says he wouldn't pull for Florida State even if they played the Gamecocks. I would. I would. Yeah. What's up, Wrong on Purpose? The artist formerly known as Drake Luke. And I just missed this play. There's a fumble. But they got it back. Yeah, so who does Oregon play today, sir? So we got a 4th and 7. Mississippi State is now going to punt. The punt is up. And it's fair caught by Waddle. And the field position is flipped. That wasn't a very good punt. So Alabama's got great field position and a 14-point lead. And so far, Mississippi State can't do anything. So there's your official breakdown of the first quarter and a half. If this game gets ugly, are you going to stream another game? Maybe. I don't know. You mean just switch it to another game that's on right now and do that one that's closer? I might do that for the last quarter if that's what happens. Because if it gets crazy, it will. I mean, yeah. Better analysis than Desmond Howard. Yeah. I can't believe he picked Boston College to win. And who was the guest picker today? The Robin from Batman and Robin movie. Boston College alum. I can't remember the guy's name because you know why? Because he's irrelevant. Nobody cares about him anymore. The only thing he's known for is being Robin, in the worst Batman movie ever made. Anyway, yeah, he picked Boston College, but of course he did because he's a alum there. Pete, is Notre Dame versus Syracuse a game to watch next week, or do you think Notre Dame will? Yes, that is a game to watch. Syracuse is averaging like 50 points a game. They have one of the highest scoring offenses in the country. They run that up-tempo, and a lot of teams try to do that up-tempo thing, like Auburn, but Auburn's a massive disaster at it. They suck at it. Syracuse has got that thing down to a science. They run 100 plays a game. They wear the defenses out, and their quarterback is, he's not going to be like a great professional quarterback or anything, but he's a very good college quarterback, and he knows that offense very well, and he's a very gutsy player. Yes, that game is a game to watch. Notre Dame is a better team than Syracuse, but Notre Dame can lose to Syracuse. I promise you they can. Syracuse is a very good team. Here's the thing, though. I don't think you're going to see Notre Dame looking past them. I think so many people are saying that Syracuse can beat Notre Dame that Notre Dame's well aware of how good they are. 1st and 10, and it's going to be a long pass down the field, incomplete, but there's a flag on the play. Looks like it's going to be pass interference against Mississippi State there. Yeah, Bama's averaging 50 points a game. I mean, that's why that they have the #1 rated offense in America. But for Syracuse to be averaging that many points a game is very. I mean, if somebody would have told you before the season started that after 10 weeks of football, Syracuse would be 8-2 and have one of the best offenses in the country, you would have asked that person, what drugs they were on. So it's pretty impressive what they're doing this year. 1st and 10, and the handoff, and he's going to be taken down right around the line of scrimmage there for no gain. 2nd and 10. Chris O'Donnell, that's the guy's name. Yeah. Did Michigan's 1985 Bears defense give up a touchdown to the Rutgers in the first quarter? 1985 Bears defense. Yeah. Tennessee 10, Kentucky nothing. Wow. Where is that? Did I pick that game? Yeah, I actually picked Kentucky to cover. They were only favored by 4.5, which was pretty shocking. I hope Tennessee wins the game. What the hell? I don't care. But just for my boy Catfish, I hope that Tennessee wins it. What's up, Don J. Crawford? How you doing, sir? I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. The offsides against Mississippi State. They're just adding insult to injury here. 1st and 10, Alabama from the Mississippi State 35-yard line, it looks like. I know you said a two-loss non-conference team is in, but what about a two-loss conference champ? There's never been a two-loss team in the playoffs. I don't think you're going to see that again this year. 1st and 10. Harris with the carry up to the left side. He picks up about 9 yards there, I think. He's second down in 1 yard. Second down and 1. Second down and 2, they're saying. Yeah, two-loss team. The only way a two-loss team is getting in, you got to have 4 two-loss conference champs or something. I mean, it's just not happening. I mean, who is the two-loss team that you're imagining gets in? Because we've already seen a two-loss conference champ get left out over a non-conference one-loss team. That happened to Ohio State over Penn State. There's a fumble, and Mississippi State's going to recover the fumble, I think. A turnover by Alabama. There was a miscommunication there or something. Anyway, Mississippi State ball, which they really needed that. Yeah, I mean, they fumbled the handoff there between Harris and Tua. Yeah. Clemson Carson says, I've been to 2 games. We have lost. The Pitt lost, USF. I've been to, let me try to think. I've been to at least a dozen, maybe more, maybe 15 or so Clemson games in my life, in Clemson, and a couple of away games. I have never been to a Clemson game that they lost. I've been fortunate enough to never have to witness them lose in person. So I feel sorry for you that everyone you've gone to, they've lost. That's terrible. Yeah. I've been to some good ones too. Notre Dame game in 2015 was it that one? Virginia Tech 2000. What was that? 2013. In Virginia Tech. That was a great game that we won. Yeah. Prince is telling you to stop going to Clemson games. Every time you go to them, they lose, then stop going to them. Good afternoon, Ryan Reedley says, good show, Pete. Yeah, thank you, sir. You are amazing and fantastic. I already know that because you're always here. Someone said Tua is better than Deshaun. I mean, people can say whatever they want. I mean, am I saying he won't be? I don't know. Is he better than him? I mean, has he proven that he's better than him to this point? No, he hasn't. I mean, we'll see. Time will tell. Tua is very good. But to surpass somebody like that accomplished what Deshaun Watson accomplished, then you've got to actually prove it over the long haul. He hadn't done that. First and 10 from the 30, and Fitzgerald's going to keep it. Design quarterback run. He didn't get much there, so 2nd and 9 maybe. Dondre Crawford says he's going to the ACC championship. Awesome. Most likely going to be against Pitt, I think. 2nd down and 9 from the 31. And it's a flea flicker. Fitzgerald. That was the worst flea flicker I've ever seen in my life. How do you get sacked on a flea flicker? I mean, yeah. Mississippi State's offense is just. I mean, when you're doing flea flickers and getting sacked, I mean that's the game over. I mean, they don't have anything. They don't have anything. That's sad. Who would play in it? Is Clemson in it? What? The ACC championship game? Mark Dudley, good afternoon. If Clemson wins tonight, they'll wrap up their division. So, the Coastal Division, the other division that Clemson's not in the ACC. I'm trying to. I think that's what you're asking, Christian. I'm trying to tell you. The Coastal Division of the ACC is wide open. There's probably 3 different teams right now that could possibly win that division. But yeah. Nothing much, Mark Dudley. Christian, if they lose, are they out? No, not technically, because well, put it this way. If Clemson loses tonight, Boston College takes over first place in the Atlantic Division. But if Boston College loses another game, then Clemson could still win the division, but it's not likely. It's an extremely important game. Basically, well, not basically. It's 100%. If Clemson wins tonight, they win the Atlantic. It's locked up. If Clemson loses tonight, they need Boston College to lose next week. And that's the only way that they could win at that point. Tonight's a very important game for both teams. But at this point, every game Clemson plays is important because they need to win them all. I mean, that's what it comes down to. DeGoat Watson, that's a great question. That's a question that if you ask 10 people, you're going to get 5 people say one way and 5 people say the other. I think it depends. So he asks if Clemson loses tonight or next week or whatever, if they have one loss is what he's asking, I'm assuming, can they still make the playoffs? Yes, they can, possibly. And that's going to depend a lot on what happens with other teams, though. I mean, the only surefire bet for Clemson getting in the playoffs is to win out. I mean, it's not inconceivable that a one-loss ACC champ can get in, even the way things are now. But, I mean, they wouldn't get in over an undefeated Notre Dame. So they need Notre Dame to lose. Okay? That would be the main one. They would, a one-loss Michigan would probably get in over a one-loss Clemson. Because they would have a better loss. A loss to Notre Dame. So, yeah, the only way it would happen, I think, is if there was a Notre Dame loss that Clemson could still get in with one loss. But that's not even a given. They really need to win out. What's up, James? The James Gang, Rock and Roll Hughes. How you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream. He says, Roll Tide, go Bama. Who does South Carolina play next week? They play a high school team, don't they? I think they do. So they'll make a bowl. But they're losing to Clemson. We already know that. So, I mean, I tried to tell you people. Hold on, 3rd and 23. Mississippi State from their own 16-yard line here. Incomplete. They have to punt it again. I mean, they got no offense. I tried to tell you people before the season started. Everybody and their mother was coming out of the woodwork talking about South Carolina's good this year. They could possibly win the SEC East. They could challenge Clemson. And I was sitting in the background watching everybody with all this nonsense, only because they won 9 games last year with Will Muschamp in his second year there. Will Muschamp has a history of having one good season and then falling off the map. He did the same thing at Florida. I said that was the same thing that was going to happen. I said South Carolina is going to win fewer games than they won last year, and mathematically they can't. Right now, I'm right. They can't win more games than they won last. They can't even win 9. I don't think now, can they? What's their record? What are they? I mean, they're terrible. They're 5. Are they 5-5? They're going to lose to Clemson, so that's another loss. They'll be lucky to win 7 games. That's if they win a meaningless bowl game because they'll be playing, nobody state in the Birmingham Bowl this year. If they get to the Birmingham Bowl, it might be the Papa John's Bowl or something. Some new bowl that they make up for South Carolina because they can't get into a good one. They're pitiful. I said that they would go 7-5. That's what I said. 7-5 at best, 8-4. I said their ceiling was 8-4. And I think 7-5 is probably more reasonable. Yeah, they're 5-4 because they missed a game from the Hurricane. Hold on, 2nd and 10 Alabama from the 42-yard line. Incomplete. It's gonna be third and 10. Yeah, so Papa John's Bowl supplied chickens. Yeah, so I think that they rescheduled a game. South Carolina did. During championship week. So South Carolina will actually be playing the first week in December. I mean, because they never have before. During tight conference championship games, but they'll be playing a high school team, which no one will be watching that. Oh, big time loss on the 3rd and 10. So Mississippi State's defense on these last 3 drives has been doing their job. They've been stopping. They've been getting a lot of pressure on Tua. This is how you beat Tua, first of all, and this is why I say that people like Clemson have a chance to beat Alabama, is because, I mean, you can't let them stand back there and just throw darts all day. If you get pressure on them, that's how you stop them. And Mississippi State is doing that the last 3 drives. The problem is Mississippi State's offense is terrible, and we saw what happened last week when Alabama played a team with a terrible offense. They beat them 29-0. But anyway, 4th and 21, and Alabama's going to punt. And, yeah, Mississippi State turns the ball over on the punt. Fumbled punt reception there. Yeah, way to go. Oh. Imagine if Rutgers came back and won. You wouldn't show your face for the rest of the season. Yeah, well, I wouldn't either. How are you? That's not happening, sir. Don't you have faith in your Wolverines? They're not losing to Rutgers. I completely agree. Debo playing Notre Dame in the playoffs would be a dream. I would love that. I actually get on my knees every night before I go to bed and pray for that. So hopefully that Jesus is listening to me. A Barner that crashed the Gus bus. A good afternoon to you, sir. Says, what's weird is Muschamp has the talent for maybe a top 25 team, maybe top 20, but can't do crap with it. Yeah, no, you're right. He does. South Carolina is better than 7-5, talent-wise. Nobody's disputing that. Their coach is terrible. Their coach is never going to win. He's never going to win the East, even. He's definitely not winning the SEC. I'll be shocked if he ever beats Clemson before he gets fired. It's not. I mean, he's just not good. He might be a good defensive coordinator. He's not a good head coach. Just all there is to it. He's the luckiest guy in the world. What's up? Oh, hold on. I thought I saw somebody else in there. Yeah. Here we go. 1st and 10 from the 14-yard line. And Tua dumps it off. Touchdown. And that was Jacobs. Yeah. Oh, I feel sorry for Mississippi State's defense. They've been playing well. And their offense and their special teams just letting them down. That's demoralizing. So it's 21 to 0 right now. And there's 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in this first half here. I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say that the game's over. We're gonna keep watching it. It's not over. Mathematically. We'll see what happens. I mean, stranger things have happened, right? Yeah. You say Clemson would be a 9-point favorite over Notre Dame. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. That's probably about right. I'd say somewhere between 7 and 10 is what the line would be. I agree with that. On a neutral field, I'm assuming. Yeah, in a playoff situation. Yeah, I think so. You're going to have a great offense and defense to beat Alabama. Yes, of course you are. That's where Clemson is has an advantage over the rest of these teams in the top 4. They have a top 5 offense in America and they have a top 5 defense in America. So they're very balanced. Can we go back to saying Kentucky now? Well, I never said Kentucky before, but I mean I'm willing to adopt that term if that's what all the kids are doing these days. Sure. I never really gave much thought to Kentucky. You know, not during football season. I didn't. But they came and they went, didn't they? They were very loud fan base there for about 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks even. And they've sort of gone away now, which we all thought that they would. But if there's any of you on here who are Kentucky fans, listen, I'm on your side. I thought you were good, and I was wrong. No, but they did have a good season. I mean, you got to give it to them. You need that Joel Klatt algorithm. I'll go ahead and give it to you. Here's how the Joel Klatt. I need to give it an official name. The Joel. Let's think of a name here. So what it is, it's a formula, and by the way, it's not. He says that he invented it. He didn't invent this. It's all he does is does the plus minus margin. So all it is he puts the stats in from how many yards per run or you know, does your offense average per play, and how much yards defended per run does your opponent give up, and then they take a plus and a minus and they average it out, and then they come up with a number. That's all this is. I mean, it's third grade math when it really comes down to it. But he thinks that somehow means that he knows who's better than who. He does it for all different metrics. He does it for offense, defense, points allowed, and all that crap. But anyway, the Joel Klatt algorithm, all it really is 0 plus 0 equals 0. What's up, Noventas Rolando? How you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream. What's one good offense that Alabama has went up against besides an average Texas A&M offense? Now, you're not going to get any argument with me there. I mean, nobody really. I mean, hell, Arkansas scored 31 on them. So, I mean, yeah, you're not gonna argue, get an argument out of me as far as, you know, getting a good gauge on Alabama's defense based on the offenses they've played. But they have. Am I going to ignore the? Peete is showing his anger to Klatt, calling the ACC a joke. No, I don't. I could care less what Joel Klatt says about the ACC. If that was true, I'd hate everybody because they all say that. The thing I don't like about Joel Klatt is the fact that he is a massive flip-flopper, and instead of using his brain and his eyeballs, like most people, here we go, 2nd and 6, a big play by Mississippi State. And that's about a 50-yard play there. So 2 minutes and 50. Hold on, I got distracted by an actual offensive play by Mississippi State there. He gets all the way down to about the 30-yard line of Alabama there. About a 50-yard play there. Bobby Durkins is in here? Did somebody say that? Is that true? Are you guys pulling my leg? Bobby Durkins is in here. May there. Here we go. 1st and 10. And Fitzgerald with another quarterback keeper that hasn't worked all day, but he still tried to do it again. And guess what? It didn't work again. Big shocker there. How you doing, Bobby? Yeah, what was I saying? I forget. So anytime anybody mentions Joel Klatt, it triggers me. You guys are doing this on purpose. I know you guys. You guys know what the key words that trigger me, and you just I fall for it every time. 2nd and 12. 35-yard line. Fitzgerald's back to pass. And it's complete over the middle. All the way down to, it looks like about the 10-yard line there. Wow, he can throw the ball more than 10 yards. That's amazing. I've seen it with my own eyes. He just did it. First and 10 from the 12-yard line. Why does he do that? That hasn't worked the whole game. Stop doing that. I can't. Nothing makes me more frustrated than when you do something over and over again and it doesn't work, and then you just continue to do it. I hate that. 2nd and 11. Fitzgerald back to pass. Complete. I think he's going to get a touchdown. Yes, touchdown. And there's a flag on the play. Who's that going to be against? I think this is coming back. What are they going to say? What are they going to say? Some sort of a blocker downfield or something? Yeah, illegal block in the back, of course. Let me see the replay of this. Three to nothing over Northwestern Iowa. Thank you, sir, for that score update. I appreciate it. Chip Smith, good afternoon to you, sir. He says he wants to see Alabama play against a good defense. Well, I will defend them there. LSU does have a good defense. I mean, I think that holding Alabama to 29 points is good. I think that I said this the other day on my stream, the other night on my stream. If Clemson and Alabama play at some point, and Clemson, if you tell me before the game Clemson's going to hold Alabama to 29 points, I think Clemson wins the game. That's actually good doing that. So they have played against a good defense. They haven't really played against a very good offense, though. Really. Air Max the Legend Killer is retiring from being a TCU fan. I don't think you get a pension with that or even a gold watch, but a happy retirement, I guess. 3rd and 9. 31 seconds left in the first half here. So Mississippi State only has 1 timeout left. Alabama has 3. Fitzgerald back to pass. Touchdown. Flag on the play. Delay of game. I thought he got that off in time. I was watching the clock. I was watching the play clock. He got the ball off before it hit 0. Let me see here. Oh, no, he didn't. He didn't either. Oh, Coach Moorhead was over there trying to call a timeout, and they didn't award him the timeout. So he's pissed. Every time they get a touchdown, there's a flag on the play. All right, so here we go. 3rd and 14 now. And Fitzgerald's going to be sacked for a big loss. I mean, hell, screw it. Go for it. I mean, why not? Call a timeout right now and go for it. What are you doing? Don't if they kick a field goal, then I hope they lose. You're down 21-0 in Tuscaloosa at the end of the second quarter, you're not forget about field goals. You're not getting back in the game kicking field goals. Go for it. Screw it. What do you have to lose? You're going to lose the game anyway, probably. Yeah, they're going to kick a field goal. Good. I hope they lose then. Illegal touchdown. That's actually funny. Are you asking me who my second favorite team is? Notre Dame Nation. I don't really have one. I mean, yeah. I mean, I pretty much hate everybody equally, if they're not Clemson. Yeah. I mean, obviously some teams I hate more than others. So, you know, I mean, for instance, I hate South Carolina. You know, more than anything, more with a passion. Florida State's got a close second place there. So, but as far as who I like, I don't really have one of those. So. Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and change this before I forget. And somebody forgot to tell me to change the score here. That's all right, though. What did he do? Missed the field goal? Oh, see? Missed the field goal. I mean, yeah, they deserve to lose the game. They deserve to lose the game. Sorry, Mississippi State fans, but you deserve to lose the game after a performance like that. All right, so it's halftime. I'm going to take a 5-minute intermission. I'm going to go pee. Well, whatever. I'm taking a 5-minute intermission, okay? Please don't go anywhere. I'll be back in just a few minutes. Thank you. Please and thank you in advance. Yeah. I'll give you something other than the wall to look at while I'm gone, just in case. There you go. Be right back. Hold on. Sorry. Kids. Yeah, so. Thank you for everybody who stuck around. I'll take this opportunity to do what I should have done at the beginning of the show, which I didn't have time to do because the stream started right as kickoff started. But if you're new here, hit the like. As a matter of fact, even if you're not new here, everybody go ahead and hit the like button, please. I don't know how many likes I have, but it's free. It helps me out. If you are new here, hit the subscribe button and the bell. I upload college football videos all year long, every week. Also do 2 live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays for 1 hour. And, of course, I do 1 live reaction video to a primetime college football game every single Saturday, which is what I'm doing right now. If you want to support the show, there is a link in the description of this video to the Patreon page. You can go on there, click on that. You can sign up for Patreon, and you can read about the benefits of doing that. It takes you like 5 minutes to sign up. And several people have been asking me why I have not enabled Super Chat so that they can donate through a Super Chat feature. I'm still waiting on YouTube to verify monetization for the channel. And they said it takes 30 days, and it's been a couple of weeks now, so I don't think that won't be happening for at least a couple more weeks, I would imagine. So thank you in advance for all of that. Appreciate it. And during halftime, we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I'll answer any questions that you have. Billy Dawson says Jalen Hurts is a lot better than he was. Yeah, he's playing better this year. Welcome back, Pigskin. Thank you. No, that's not true. Clemson did not get their ass kicked by Hurts last year. Clemson's defense actually played great in that game. Clemson's offense did not play well, and Alabama's defense played great. That was the difference in that game. It didn't have anything to do with the quarterback for Alabama last year. Notre Dame and Bama Clemson game. Wait, the Bama Clemson game was a lot closer than the Notre Dame Bama game. Yeah. Ari the Goat 23. A good afternoon, sir. I'm sure if you're here, you're amazing and fantastic. He's asking, will I be streaming during the Clemson game tonight? No, I won't. I thought about doing that one. I decided against it. So, yeah, one game is enough to stream for one night. I'm gonna when that game comes on, I'm gonna sit back and relax, eat some popcorn, and watch the game. It's tough. Streaming for Clemson games is tough for me. I've done 2 of them this year, and it's tough for me to do that. Do I watch Saw Sports? Yes, I actually do. Honcho from Saw Sports, I do. The Houston YouTuber. Yes, I do. I like it. What's up, SEC Football Tube? How you doing, sir? Do I watch NFL and who's my team? Yes, I'm a Carolina Panthers fan. I do watch it. I actually did the Carolina Panthers game the other night, on Thursday night, unfortunately. Yeah, I finally decided to stream a Carolina Panthers game on YouTube, and then it was the worst showing of the year, or in many years for that matter, by them. Carol Easter, good afternoon. 2 bad calls that should have went to Mississippi State and 1 bad call that should have went Bama's way. You know, I mean, the bad calls in every single football game from now until the end of history. I don't really focus on bad calls too much. I think that people put way too much weight into that because it happens to everybody. But what's up, Delta Charlie? How you doing, sir? Welcome to the stream. Jack Swagger says he's a Seahawks fan. We play you guys soon. And I actually will be going to the Monday Night Football game on December 17th in Charlotte, the Carolina Panthers versus the New Orleans Saints. So I'm really looking forward to that. Hopefully it's a meaningful game. I think it will be because we play the Saints twice in the last 3 weeks of the season. You hope that the Panthers get Tua. That's not happening. So, when is it? Cam Newton's contract? He signed a 5-year contract. I think he's in the 4th year of that contract. I think it's either the 4th or the 5th. I want to say it's the 4th. But anyway, so next year will be the last year of his 5-year deal, and he'll get re-signed for the max deal. Well, Garrison Peppers, good afternoon to you, sir. The game the other night was not Cam Newton's fault, by the way. I mean, it wasn't. The pick six was a bad thing to do. He should have just taken the safety. But the 50 that drubbing that Carolina took was not Cam Newton's fault at all. First of all, the defense played terrible, and second of all, the offensive line. I mean, Cam Newton was running for his life back there. He didn't have time to do anything. It was a bad performance all around. Cam played bad. The defense played bad. The offensive line played bad. The only thing that I was happy about was that McCaffrey played well. But other than that, it was bad all around. Do I think that Clemson will beat South Carolina by 50 points? I mean, I'm never gonna like that's a lot of points. That's very possible. I'm not gonna say that they are. That's a lot of points. Who am I going for December 1st, Alabama or Georgia? I don't have a preference either way. I mean, I'm not a fan of either team. I mean, I don't hate Alabama. I know people want me to hate Alabama in the worst way. I don't. And I sort of feel the same way about Georgia. I don't hate Georgia either. I mean, I don't have any hatred towards either one of those teams, so I don't care who wins. Carolina's corners are garbage. That rookie is your only hope. The corners are a weak spot on the defense. I agree. How confident am I about Boston College tonight? I'm pretty confident. I have changed my tune a little bit as far as how close I think it'll be. So originally I picked Clemson to easily cover the spread, which is a high spread. I think, well, at the time that I picked the spread was 20 and let me see here, 20 and a half, I think. Yeah, 20 and a half. I think it's all the way down to 18 now. Still very possible that they could cover that spread, but I'm giving a little bit more respect. First of all, I also made that pick against the spread before I knew that A.J. Dillon was playing tonight. I didn't think A.J. Dillon was going to be playing tonight, but he is. And they say he's healthy and he's ready to go. That's a big difference maker for Boston College. The weather, maybe a little bit of a factor, nothing crazy. But as far as me being worried about it, no, I'm not worried about it. I mean, I'd say they'd still win by a couple of scores. It's not going to be that close, I don't think. Well, I hope it's not. Boston College is a good team, though. You haven't been receiving notifications. No shocker there. Doesn't Georgia have a ridiculous amount of wins against Clemson all time? All time, I guess they do. They played a lot. They had a rivalry in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. But we're talking about over 30, almost 40 years ago. So, I mean, it has nothing to do with now, number one. Number two, do you know this? Boston College is 3-1 against Alabama all time. So Boston College has a winning record against Alabama. Does that mean Boston College is a better football program than Alabama? Of course it doesn't. 41-17 is a prediction from SEC Football Tube. Clemson 41, Boston College 17. Yeah, good point, Billy. That's why I've been for the past few weeks setting a schedule for these live streams. For people that aren't getting notifications for whatever reason, I mean, I guess that still requires you to go on YouTube and look at my channel to see that. But anyway, I mean, I give plenty of notice. I mean, hours. Like today was like a 5-hour notice. If Bama is so great, why do they need key calls to make them look good? I mean, SEC Dog, I know you're trolling Alabama fans right now. I'll let you continue to do that if that's what you want to do. Bama's so great because they've, I mean, how many titles have they won in the past decade? A lot. Do I watch the NBA? Not on a regular basis. I watch all sports. I'm not passionate about basketball. I'm not passionate about hockey, baseball. I watch baseball during the playoffs. That's when it's exciting. I mean, 162 games. Who can watch that many games unless you? I mean, I don't know. Unless you're retired. NBA, I think, has gotten so ridiculous. You know, when I was a kid, I loved the NBA. I was super into the NBA. I loved basketball, period. But I mean, these games now are 150 to 145 every day. Like it's ridiculous amount of scoring, and there's 82 games, right? But we already know who's going to be in the finals every year. It's going to be this year it's definitely going to be Golden State, and then who out of the East? The 76ers, the Celtics, maybe, possibly the Raptors. I don't know, but either way, it doesn't matter. They're going Golden State will win the championship. There's not a lot to be desired as far as predicting the end of the NBA season. So we got the start of the third quarter here. See you later, Clemson Carson. Thanks for stopping in, sir. I appreciate it. OKC. No, I don't think OKC is gonna compete in the West. Sorry. This game could be 14-14 at the half. Well, it could be. I mean, I could have won the Mega Millions a couple of weeks ago when it was $1 billion, but guess what? I didn't. 1st and 10. Nick Fitzgerald with the quarterback keeper again. I don't know. Was that's the 10th time he's done that tonight, and guess how many times it's worked? 0. Keep doing that, guys. Keep running that design quarterback run with Fitzgerald, and just maybe one of these times you'll get 5 yards out of it. We'll see. You believe Boston will win. I don't think you really believe that. I think you want Boston to win. You don't believe that, though. 2nd and 7 from the 38-yard line. Fitzgerald back to pass. What was that? It went right through the, it looked like a blooper. Right through the receiver's legs. Yeah, everybody wants Boston College to win, unless they're, Boston Celtics. Okay, I got you. Sorry. Everybody wants Boston College to win tonight, if you're not a Clemson fan. That's just the way it goes. 3rd and 7. Let's see if they can get a first down here. Fitzgerald, pass over the middle, and it's a good catch. First down at the 50-yard line. And that was a contested catch as well. It's the first time we've seen that tonight. Good pass and good catch there. Trevor Lawrence is a quarterback that can play, but barely. I mean, you can't be serious, dude. 1st and 10. The only factor in this game that could affect us from sending all Boston College fans home talking to themselves is the cold and the wind. Yeah. Great question to Goat Watson. I'll get into that in a second. I'm glad you asked me that, actually. As soon as there is an intermission here, I'll get into that. 2nd down and 6. And it's going to be taken down for a loss. Big loss, about 6-yard loss there. What the hell happened to Kentucky? Mark Dudley, I'll tell you what happened to Kentucky. They turned back into Kentucky. Zach White wants Clemson to win, he says. All right. So 3rd and 10. Fitzgerald back to pass. And complete. So, yet another punt coming up for Mississippi State. All right, so I'll take this time to answer DeGoat Watson's question because it's something that everybody's asking. They were actually having a debate about this earlier on College Game Day. You got some different opinions on it. I'll give you my opinion on it. If Georgia, let's say Alabama wins tonight, they win out during the regular season, right, 12-0, and then they lose to Georgia in the SEC title game. Will Alabama get in the playoff in that situation? I'd say the only way, similar to if Clemson had one loss, how they would get in. Even if they won the ACC with one loss, is that they need somebody to lose. Listen, I don't think Notre Dame is getting left out of the playoff, period, point blank, if they go undefeated. Even without a conference championship game, a 12-0 Notre Dame team is getting in. I believe that. So, a Michigan team that's 12 and 1, because they have a loss, is getting in. So, no, I don't think Alabama would get in that situation. If Notre Dame or Michigan loses a game and Alabama loses in the SEC title game, I think they'll get that 4th spot. Now, I don't want that to happen for one reason and one reason only. We saw that happen last year where Alabama got in without even winning the West. And so they came in at the 4 spot, and of course Clemson was sitting there at the number 1 spot. And so 1 plays 4, and we played Alabama in the first round. I want to see Clemson and Alabama play at one point. I don't want it to be in the first round of the playoffs. I'd rather play them in the title game. So I hope that answers your question. First of all, I think it's very unlikely that 2 teams from the SEC get in this year. In the scenario you're talking about, Georgia would get in the playoff with an SEC title. So, am I going live for the Clemson and Boston College game? No. You're sick of the Clemson and Bama bull crap. You're an Alabama fan. I mean, most people are sick of the Alabama bull crap, sir. I mean, so all you're saying, if you're an Alabama fan and you're sick of the Alabama Clemson thing, you're sick of Clemson is what you're saying. You're not sick of your own team, are you? What's up, Matt Rhodes? Good afternoon to you, sir. 1st and 10. Tua rolls out to the left, and it's complete. 4, I think, a first down. It's Waddle again. Everyone's sick of Clemson. It's fine. That's great. I hope everybody stays sick of them, too. What's up, Matt Champion? How you doing, sir? He says roll tide. Second and 1, and we have another first down. And that was Judy that time, I think. Clemson has beat Bama once since 1909. Let them enjoy it. Yeah, well, you know, it was for a national title just a couple years ago. And I realize, SEC dog, that's not something that you've sniffed in almost 40 years now. So you're a little bit jealous. But, yeah. I mean, we beat Alabama more times in the past decade than you have, sir. Second down and 9. Tua taken down for a big sack, big loss, about a 6-yard loss there. And Tua a little bit slow to get up there. In NFL, I'm sick of the Patriots, but you got to respect the team to deal with it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, Mississippi State's defense is legit. They're playing very well tonight. They're losing this game because of they're completely inept on offense, and their special teams gave up a huge play that led to a touchdown. Interception, Mississippi State. And Tua is limping a little bit. And that guy's last name is Gay Jr. Good job, Gay. Yeah, that was he read that all the way. He was just waiting for Tua to throw that ball. He was standing there watching him. He was just spying him. Yeah, so a big turnover there. Much needed turnover for Mississippi State. First and 10 from the 40-yard line. Hands the ball off, and he picks up about 3. Thank you, Matt Champion. I appreciate that. Anytime anybody gives me a compliment, that's always welcome here. Second down and 6 from the 36-yard line. Fitzgerald back to pass, and he's going to be sacked again. How many times has he been sacked today? Like 10? I mean, it's not just like one guy either. Like, you know, one guy getting pressure on him. Whenever he gets sacked, it's 4 Alabama guys on top of him at one time. I mean, watch this. They're all over him. 3 of them. Loss of 12. Seriously, he's been sacked at least 5 times tonight. 3rd and 18. Fitzgerald complete to the right, short of the first down marker. Go for it. You better go for it. It looks like they are. I mean, if I'm Mississippi State, I'm going for it. I mean, you know, unless it's you're in your deep in your own territory and it's 4th and 10, but go for it every time. And what do you have to lose? I mean, you're down 21-0. There's 8 minutes and 35 seconds left in the third quarter here. You haven't been able to score a single point. What happened? Flag. Let me guess. It's against Mississippi State. Again. False start. Man. I see you guys arguing a little bit about this Bama and Georgia matchup. I think that will be a good game. I do. I mean, of course, I'm still my golden rule is I don't pick against Alabama ever, unless they're playing my Tigers in a championship situation. But I mean, I just don't pick against Alabama because they're Alabama, and I mean, it makes sense to pick them. They are beatable. There's, I think, 2 or 3 teams in the country that are capable of beating Alabama. I'd say that Georgia is on that list, but I'm not sold on Georgia's offense, that they have enough offense. Now, they have a better offense than Mississippi State. They can run the football a lot better than Mississippi State can. And if Jake Fromm or Justin Fields, either one, if they can get that passing game going that we've seen the past couple of weeks, but certainly not through the first half of the season, then they have a shot. Again, they would need help. They would probably need a couple of turnovers and maybe a pick six or something like that, but they have a shot. What's the chances of Bama and Clemson playing again? I think the chances are pretty good. I think they're pretty good. Yeah, so it looks like you guys agree with me. I mean, everybody's beatable. Dino Babers, Coach Babers is in the house. Welcome to the stream, Dino. He wants me to talk about his oranges. I spent a good while talking about the oranges earlier in the stream. I think you guys are really good. I think you have a very good chance at beating Notre Dame next week. Bama fans don't think they're beatable. No, they don't think they're beatable, but everybody else does. I see Matt Rhodes trying to troll and saying Clemson has a cupcake defense. Yeah. Nobody believes that. He's arguing with himself? Oh, maybe somebody else said Clemson had a cupcake defense. I'm sorry. He was yeah. Clemson has the overall number 3 defense in the country, so I don't know what this guy's talking about. Christian said that. Christian, Clemson's defense is better than Alabama's defense, sir. So I don't know what you're talking about. Yes, Coach Babers, you are doing a great job, sir. How much longer are you going to stay at Syracuse? Because I'm thinking that you're going to be getting some job offers at some different schools in the offseason here. So, where are you going to go? I have a theory. Anybody want to hear my theory? Well, I don't care if you want to hear it. I'm going to give it to you anyway. I think Will Muschamp has about... Well, they just gave that joker an extension and a raise, so they can't afford to pay him out, right? But I think after next season, Will Muschamp will get fired, and I think that Dino Babers might end up being the next coach of the Gamecocks. That's my theory. Yeah, I mean, are we really... you guys can't be serious. Anybody who's actually making a case that Clemson's defense isn't good, I mean, stop it. It's not even controlling. Second and 7. Incomplete. We haven't seen Alabama. Alabama's offense has been pretty stagnant here since the probably the middle of the second quarter. They haven't really been able to put anything together. You're going to stay at Syracuse for a couple more seasons, Coach Babers? I got you. Good idea. Listen, if the South Carolina job comes open, don't take it. You don't want to go to that program. I mean, you're better off staying at Syracuse. You'll have more wins there than you would at South Carolina. 3rd and 7. Tua back to pass. And it's going to be complete, but short of the first down. So I think we'll see what I'm assuming we're going to see another punt here. It's about 2 yards short of the first down there. I couldn't have said it any better myself, Hound Dog. South Carolina is where coaches go to die. I agree 100%. As a matter of fact, it's a fact. Just look at the previous coaches. I mean, you got Hall of Fame coaches that went there and it killed their career. I mean, hell, Lou Holtz, he went into hiding, didn't he? I mean, they killed that guy's spirit. Poor guy. Tennessee's playing a great game. What's the score of that game? They were winning last time somebody posted it. Curious. I'm hoping Tennessee wins. Go Vols on that one. Is Boston College going to be the best defense we face in the regular season? I would say so. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I can't think of one that's better. Yeah. Yeah. If Notre Dame loses to Syracuse, I will bet that Brian Kelly will be fired after the season. I don't think so, and he shouldn't be. And if Notre Dame loses one game and they're left out of the playoffs because they don't have a conference championship game, that's not Brian Kelly's fault. If I were Brian Kelly, I'd get the hell out of there. I mean, you couldn't get me out of there fast enough. He's a really good coach, and he really deserves to. If he's going to have a team that's 11-1, he should deserve to be a coach of a team that's going to go to the playoff. But Notre Dame, they have this thing where they don't want to join. You know, they're so proud of their independence that it stifles them. They also don't take JUCO transfers. Did anybody know that? I mean, they have all these stupid rules that just hold them back. But yeah. Thanks, Christian, for stopping in, sir. I appreciate it. Iowa State 17-0 over Baylor. Oh, well, that's not a shock there. Baylor's terrible. Brian Kelly has choked so many seasons away. Well, let's think back to the previous two coaches before Brian Kelly. Brian Kelly's much more successful than they were, right? Well, I know he was. Otherwise, they wouldn't have been fired. Is Bobby Petrino's head coaching career over? That's a good question. It should be. I think his career is over at Louisville after this season's over. Yeah, he'll probably get hired somewhere else. I mean, 1st and 10, Mississippi State. Now, where he get hired, I don't know. I mean, not a contending team. He might get hired as a coach of a bad program, or maybe even like a group of 5 program or something. I don't know. I don't know who would hire him. I wouldn't. If I was him, I'd just retire. I mean, 2nd and 5. I'll run up the middle for about 2 yards there. It's going to be 3rd and... What's up, man? Peete Jr. here. Let's open some applesauce for him. So I'm going to do that. Here, take that downstairs. Yeah, Peete Jr. 3rd and 3. Fitzgerald with the keeper, and he slides right. He slid short of the first down marker. Well, I mean, he could have got another 4 yards if he didn't slide. What an idiot. They marked him down well short. That's a bad spot. I don't know, man. They marked him down way short of where he was. They say it's 4th and 1. I don't know about that. Congrats on the sacks. Yeah, thank you. I don't understand how Les Miles doesn't have a job. I think Les Miles could have a job at a school he doesn't want to go to. First of all, Les Miles is pretty old. I mean, he's retirement age. He's in his mid-60s, right? Maybe late 60s. And let's face it, he got fired because the guy has a 1929 offense, and nobody these days. Offense is what people want. This is what schools hire for. Unless you have an all-time great like a Saban, who's a defensive guy, and he goes out and but he can recruit well and gets a good offensive coordinator. But I mean, who would want name one major program that would want Les Miles? I can't think of one. Petrino will probably run back to the NFL again. That's a good point there. You're probably right about that. Yeah, see, there's my point. Billy Dawson says that Les Miles is a leading candidate for Kansas. That's about right. I mean, yeah, Les Miles, if you're a Kansas fan, yeah, get Les Miles in there. But if you're a fan of a top 20 program, I wouldn't want him. And even if he is good, you're not going to have him for long. Les Miles to Louisville, oh, man. That would be funny. Imagine if Les Miles went to Georgia Tech or something, if Paul Johnson got fired. Could go to Miami? Yeah, I don't know about that. Les Miles to Nebraska. They got Scott Frost, man. Scott Frost isn't going anywhere anytime soon. All right, so 3 minutes and 34 seconds left in the third quarter here. And Mississippi State has just continued to shoot themselves in the foot over and over and over again all football game. The fact that they're only down 21-0 is actually pretty remarkable at this point based on all the mistakes that they've made. Les can recruit. That is true. He has a hard time recruiting coaches, especially offensive ones. Is it crazy to think that Dabo is still considered a young coach? He is still young. I mean, he's still in his 40s. So, yeah. He is young. What's up, Michael Lynch? A 2nd and 9. Tua, back to pass. And he's taken down. And he fumbled it, I think. And it's picked up by an Alabama player across the first down line. What the hell was that? Is that a fumble or a pass? Let's see what they say here. That was weird. I don't know what that was. That looks like a pass to me. His arm is going forward. I don't know. That looks like a pass to me. What's my sunglasses brand? Well, I'm not brand specific. These are called Shady Rays. It's an online sunglass company. They're awesome. Actually, I got several pairs from them. Yeah, his arm was going forward. I agree. We'll see what they say. I mean, what did they called it a fumble on the field, didn't they? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was a forward pass too. Carolina Jackpot said that South Carolina should be kicked out of the SEC. Yeah, well. Yeah, they're getting a lot of pressure on Tua. That's been the most surprising thing is that Mississippi State has really been able to limit Tua in comparison to what other teams have done, right? And I mean, really, there's only two drives that ended in offensive touchdowns for Alabama so far this game. We're almost in the fourth quarter here. That last touchdown they got was handed to them on their own 10-yard line by a fumble of a kickoff or a punt by Mississippi State. Okay, they called it an incomplete pass. That's the right call there. But yeah, they've really been good at keeping pressure on Tua. That's the key to stopping him. Is keeping under pressure and hitting him, and they've been doing a lot of that today. Who is on offense? It's Alabama's ball right now, and it's 3rd and 9 right now. I have a big head right over Michael Lynch. I have a big head right there. You can't see it. It's to my right. It takes up almost, well, not the entire wall, but a good portion of it over there. 3rd and 9. Tua sacked. Wow. And he's getting up slow. And he's limping. His knee is obviously bothering him right now. I'd take him out of the game. What are they doing? Look at him. He's limping. They're killing him right now. He can't escape the pressure. And I mean, hell, there was 3 Mississippi State players all over him. This is if you're an Alabama fan, this is a little bit worrisome because listen, Mississippi State has a great front 4, front 7 even, but they're not as good as Clemson's or probably even Michigan's. And this is a major concern if you can't protect your quarterback against an elite defensive line like that. Yeah, he's going to. He's obviously in pain. There's no way he should go back in this football game. No way. I mean, at the very least, Jalen Hurts gives you an opportunity to escape the pressure because that's what he's good at doing is running. And at this point in the football game, you're up three touchdowns. Just grind the clock out with Hurts. That's all you need to do. Anyway, 1st and 10. Fitzgerald back to pass. And he throws it deep. And it's complete inside the 45-yard line of Alabama. Down to the 44 and out of bounds. It's a good pass there. Yeah. I see you, Marco Polo. I agree. That's not really much of a secret, though. 1st and 10. Another mistake by Mississippi State. They are killing themselves all day with these mistakes. Another fumble. Luckily, he got it back, but, I mean, just a complete waste of a down there. Yeah, no, I just said that. Mississippi State has a great defensive line. I agree. Again, if you're going to compare them to Clemson's defensive line, they're not as good. I mean, nobody's is. You have at least probably four first-round draft picks on Clemson's defensive line. Nobody else has that. 2nd and 13. And it's complete for about 5 yards, I think, there. I think we'll see about a 3rd and 8, maybe. Third and 7. Yeah, 3rd and 7. Let's hand it off. Good job. Yeah, good job there. Who in the hell? Isn't Joe Moorhead supposed to be an offensive coach? Wasn't he offensive coordinator for Penn State? The play, that's the dumbest play call I've ever seen. When you're down by 21 points at the end of the 3rd quarter on a 3rd and long, let's hand the ball off. Good job. That's smart. You haven't been able to run the ball all night. Idiots. If I didn't know any better, I think that Mississippi State was trying to lose this game. I'm trying to see. You should switch the Oklahoma State game. Way closer and action-packed. How much time is left in that game? I haven't given up on this game yet. I'm not just going to abandon it yet. But I might switch to it if it gets any worse. I don't know who you're talking to about watching one LSU game, because I've watched about 6 of them. Hell, I streamed 3 of them. LSU had the defensive backs. Mississippi State has a front 7. Clemson has both, and an offense. Yeah, you're preaching to the choir there, buddy. There's still about a half an hour of playtime left. I mean, how much Smooth's TV? How much time is left? I mean, what? Okay, it's in the 3rd quarter. Okay, thank you. You think one of your players just died? You're not joking? What? Are you kidding me? I hope you're kidding about that. It's not something to joke about. Tua will have a month to rehab his knee before the playoffs start. Clemson will get demolished. Yeah, we know. We already know what you think, sir. and nobody cares. Trust me. What you think? He got knocked out. There's a big difference between getting knocked out and dying. Hound dog. Is he? Is he? Is he? I mean, it looks bad, huh? I hate to hear that. LSU needs to get a good offensive line. Yeah, and they also need a good quarterback, and they also need a bunch of good running backs like they used to have, and they probably need a new offensive coordinator, and eventually they probably need a new head coach. But yeah, starting with the offensive line is where I would start with them. All right, let me change this real quick. So the beginning of the fourth quarter we have here, 21-0, Alabama. Now Alabama is, for anybody who's just tuning in, who hasn't been watching this game, they scored in their first two possessions early in the game. They haven't scored since. The last touchdown they got was basically a gift by Mississippi State, turning it over in their own 10-yard line. So Mississippi State's defense has been playing great for the vast majority of this game. But offensively, Mississippi State has just made mistake after mistake after mistake, and they just can't get anything going in the running or the passing game. Excuse me. First and 10. And what just happened? Was that a turnover? Jeez, hurry. I missed that. Second down and 8, incomplete. So yeah, I forgot all about the fact that Jalen Hurts was hurt. So we got Mac Jones in there, who I'm assuming is the third string quarterback, right? Yeah, know nothing about that guy. If you're Mac Jones right now, you don't throw any interceptions. Don't turn the ball over. Don't fumble it. Don't do anything stupid to lose the game. But they're, yeah. So it'd be another punt for Alabama, fourth down. Mac Jones can win a national title? Wow, that's a hell of a statement. Yeah, yeah. If it weren't for some big mistakes, Mississippi State would be right in this game right now. But you know, if ifs and buts were candy and nuts, every day would be Christmas. So I mean, they made the mistakes. So Hound Dog is the guy? Is that guy okay that got knocked out? Is he off the field now? Gonna live? Beer break. Anybody need a beer? SEC Dog, Notre Dame Nation, Matt Rhodes, Debo, Jets, Yankees. Anybody who's over 21 only. Need a beer? I'll get you one. You're 11. You guys are all underage. Jeez. A 6-pack. Don't get greedy now. I'll give you one. Matt Rose says he might need some shots when LSU plays tonight. He's going right for the hard stuff. Yeah. Believe me, trust me, I've been there, sir. I've been there before. But the other night when I was doing the Carolina Panthers game, I was I was this close to hitting up the liquor cabinet in the Peete house. Believe me, it was that bad. DW, good afternoon to you, sir. Bama looks very beatable. Yes, of course they do. I mean, that's not... Of course they're beatable. They're a college football team. The only people that think that Alabama's not beatable are crazy Alabama fans that think that they can, they never think they can lose a game. But I appreciate it. Notre Dame Nation says he loves my channel. I appreciate that. I try. Bradley Aaron says he feels old. Well, I do too. Now. I feel really old now. All right, first down and 10. Mississippi State from their own 25-yard line. Of course, Nick Fitzgerald keeps the ball again. And this time, he actually gets a couple of yards out of it. First down. Picked up about 11 there. That's the first time that's worked all night. The Bedlam game, everybody's saying is good. Yeah. First down and 10. The handoff to the running back around the left, and he's going to pick up about 7, I think. Yeah, I'm not going to change it to the other game. This is the game I chose to stream. It's not a blowout. Mississippi State, although it be a very, very small chance, still has a chance. Alabama's defense right now looks tired. Tua is not in the game. And for all those reasons, I'm going to stick to this until further notice. But thank you. Second down and 5. And Fitzgerald is taken down for a loss. Another designed quarterback run that hasn't worked. I wish I was keeping tally on how many times they've done that same play tonight, and it's worked one time out of 15. Third down and 9. Yeah, the play calling is terrible for Mississippi State tonight. It's awful. Fitzgerald back to pass. And it's complete. Oh, and he's taken down as soon as he catches the ball. I thought he was going to get a first down there, but he's going to be about 2 or 3 yards short there. And if you're at the point of the game, now I realize you're in your own territory, but I mean, at what point do you start thinking about every fourth down as a go for it situation? Because I mean, the game is not going to last all forever. It's the fourth quarter, 11 minutes and 17 seconds left. All right, they're going to go for it. Good. That's the right call there. Fitzgerald back to pass. And it's complete. Incomplete. He dropped it. You got to catch that ball, man. That's probably game right there. You're only going to get so many chances, and now you just turn the ball over in your own territory. So, yeah. Oh, I mean, you got to catch that, dude. It was right in the numbers. He just dropped it. Yeah. Zach White, I love your channel too. I got to hand it to Sports for telling us about you. Yeah, Josh and Sean have been great to me. They really have. Had me on their show a couple times. Give me shout outs. Did the raid the other night. Yeah, they're awesome. I can already hear the fans singing Dixieland Delight, says Christian Ballard. Yes, anybody who's watched this game from the beginning, there's no doubt about it that Mississippi State has had the formula to show how somebody can beat Alabama, particularly on defense. They played great on defense tonight. Really, offensively, Alabama's only scored 2 touchdowns, which is the lowest amount they've had through this time in a game all year. Robert Kane said, "Did Clemson win?" Well, the game hasn't. The game is not for another hour and a half. All right, Zach White. I appreciate you stopping in, sir. I appreciate it. Have a good night, sir. Yeah, Bama's played a sloppy game, and then, not Jalen. Tua is hurt now, but he wasn't hurt the majority of this game, and they were all over him like white on rice, and that's the formula to slow Alabama's offense down, is to keep him under pressure. Did Ohio State play yet? Yes, they played, and they won. They played Michigan State. But really, Mississippi State, they had a couple of touchdowns that were called back for penalties, killing themselves with that. They had the special teams turnover inside their own 15-yard line, which led to the last Alabama score, basically handed Alabama that touchdown. Conceivably, this game could be within 7 points. Easily could, if not for self-inflicted penalties and just a fumble. But LSU found the recipe. The way to slow down Tua is to hit him in the nards. Yeah. That's a hot take, sir, Hound Dog. But yeah, you're a Vol through and through, aren't you? 2nd down and 5, and it's gonna be a 1st down, Alabama. No, Christian Ballard. The answer to that is no. Well, Clemson fans rush the field every single home game. They don't do it. They're not going to do it for beating Boston College on the road. It's not going to happen. It's not even really rushing the field. It's just it's gathering at the paw. It's your tradition. So the answer is no. They're not going to do that for beating Boston College in Boston. 1st and 10, and it's going to be a loss on the play there, about 4 yards. Somebody give me an updated score on the Tennessee game. And also, what's the other one that's on right now? Oklahoma and Oklahoma State. What's up, Christopher Goodrich? How you doing, sir? – 24-7. Wow. CJ Spiller traveled with the team. That's not surprising. No, sir. Christian Ballard, you're just trolling me now. You're watching the Iowa. Who's winning the Iowa game? Iowa, I'm assuming. So, Alabama's going to be kicking a field goal here. 4th and 14. It's a 49-yard field goal attempt. And he got it. Hell, he had that from 50. Or over 50. Well over 50. So, 24-0, Alabama. 9 minutes and 11 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Let me change the score real quick before I forget. So despite the score of this game being 24-0 at this point, the game was a lot more competitive than that. So I'm not disappointed in that way. All I really wanted to see here was a good game. I don't care who wins. I don't care who. Before the game, I didn't care who was going to win. I don't care now. But I did want to see a competitive game, and we did see Mississippi State's defense played awesome today so far. A lot of credit to Mississippi State's defense. They played great. Their offense, just not good. I mean, terrible, actually. Hold on a second here. I got to change. Unfortunately. All right. Do I like Kirk Herbstreit? Somebody asks. Yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with him. I mean, you can look at a lot of these so-called analysts, and you can pick them apart. People don't like any analyst to say anything negative about their team or they hate them. I'm not like that. I mean, I could take criticism to a certain point. What I don't like is just obvious and clear bias against a certain team. If you're a mainstream analyst, I think Kirk Herbstreit does a pretty good job of being objective, despite the fact that he's an Ohio State guy. As a matter of fact, a lot of Ohio State fans don't like him because they feel like he, somehow a traitor because he doesn't, kiss their ass every 5 seconds. So now I don't have a problem with Kirk Herbstreit. I mean, people like Paul Feinbaum has an obvious bias against everybody that's not Alabama, pretty much, and certainly against any other conference other than the SEC. I mean, Joel Klatt and Colin Cowherd, I mean, they're almost unwatchable because of their bias is so strong against everybody. They hate this, particularly Joel Klatt. Well, Colin Cowherd too. Mostly Joel Klatt, though, hates East Coast and Southern teams. He hates the Southeast. I mean, he would love nothing more than to watch Alabama and Clemson completely fall off the map, or the SEC for that matter, just go away. He loves Oklahoma. He loves all the Pac-12 teams. It's very obvious. And that's the thing about Joel Klatt is it's fine if you want to be a West Coast homer. It's fine if you want to hate the SEC. It's fine if you want to hate Southern teams. But don't pretend as if you're objective when you're doing that. At least be honest about it. That's my problem with him. Yeah, he's a Big Ten lover. Like I said, he hates the Southeast. So if you're an ACC school or an SEC school and you fit in that region of the Deep South or the East Coast, he doesn't like you. I'm not going to say he doesn't like you. He's heavily biased against you. He only gives Clemson and Alabama credit because you have to. Otherwise, you've lost all credibility. But any chance he gets to, he will definitely trash them. Somebody said, don't even mention Joel Klatt. If UGA loses, they'll have to play UCF in a bowl game. You know what? I'm not wishing a loss on Georgia But somebody's got to lose the SEC championship game, right? And most likely, I think it's going to be Georgia. But let's just assume for a second here that Georgia does lose the SEC title game and goes and plays UCF in whatever bowl, the Sugar Bowl. I hope that happens. I can't wait for that. And I hope that Georgia beats the ever-living snot out of UCF because I'm so tired of UCF fans. Not all of them, but a lot of them. They talk about delusional. They are absolutely delusional, thinking that they can compete with the big boys in football on a regular basis. No, I'm not. I'm not streaming the Clemson game tonight. No, I'm not. Pete, have you seen highlights on Taulia Tagovailoa? You're talking about his brother. Yeah, I saw a little bit of that on somewhere. Maybe it was on YouTube or something. What's up, Pete Jr. Jr.?
I saw Cowboys cat.
You did?
Yeah.
Cool.
Where's Cowboy?
Here, take those out of here.
Okay.
Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, Tua's brother. Yeah, I heard a couple people say that he was supposedly better than Tua, but I don't think that his ranking or his however they evaluate these high school quarterbacks, stars and all that he doesn't live up to what Tua did in high school. He is a commit at Alabama, though, isn't he? He starts next year or 2 years from now. What is he, a senior in high school, junior? That's a good question. Which side do I have UCF Jaguar on? For anybody who doesn't know, UCF Jaguar is a UCF. Well, he's mainly a Jacksonville Jaguars YouTuber, but he's a UCF fan. I think he might have went to UCF. Anyway, where does he fall on that scale? I think he falls somewhere in the middle. I don't think that he's overly outrageous about the UCF thing. His whole opinion is that he thinks that the college football system is broken. I mean, I disagree with that. I mean, listen, you can look at the way that the college football does things and say it's broken if you want. I mean, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. But I mean, what are you comparing it to? Because it's a completely different sport than basketball, right? You're not going to get 64 teams in a playoff like they do with the NCAA tournament. That doesn't make any sense for football. First of all, it's not going to work. You have to play 10 games extra or something, a whole nother season. And if you want to compare it to something like the NFL, I mean, listen, the NFL, you can go 8-8 in the regular season and win the Super Bowl. I mean, I think that's broken. I think that the NFL system, it needs to be changed. An 8-8 team should not have a chance to play for a title, a world championship. So, but I get the frustration from some programs where they feel like that you don't have a chance. But, I mean, sorry. Listen, if you play a bunch of 10 high school teams a year and then 2 Power 5 teams a year and you go undefeated, that does not mean you're one of the 4 best teams in the country. It just doesn't. UCF is good enough to keep it close with a lot of Power 5 teams and beat a lot of them on a 1 week basis. I don't disagree with that at all. Big difference between doing that and playing 10 Power 5 games week after week after week during the year. It's just a big difference. What do I think about Desmond Howard? I don't think anything about him. I don't have a problem. I don't like him, dislike him, anything like that. Yeah, listen, the bottom line is UCF's schedule is ranked out of 129 130 Division I football programs. Their strength of schedule is 124th. 124th. I mean, that says it all right there. And not to mention, they've a few of those games they've almost lost against really bad teams. So Six minutes left in this game here. And there's a fight broken out on the field, or at least a skirmish. This game is officially over, unfortunately. All right, I have a lot of people asking me to change this. So, how long have I been on here? I'll stay on for another 15 minutes or so. I'll turn it on the which network is that on? I mean, I'm sure I can find it. The Oklahoma, which channel is Bedlam on? So I'll find it here. Yeah. ESPN. It's on ESPN? Okay. Somebody else said ABC. Well, which one is it? Okay, it's on ABC. Hold on a second here then. There we go. Oh, a big shocker. Both teams are scoring a million points. I can't say I'm surprised at all about that. Oklahoma State's not even ranked. This game's in Oklahoma. And it looks like that's a first down inside the 5-yard line. So, assuming Oklahoma State scores here, which it looks like they're about to, which I'm sure they probably do on every possession, they're going to take a lead here. Man, Oklahoma's defense is bad, man. Really bad. Why does Mississippi State's logo look like a bulldog humping an M? Look at that. Yeah, I'm not going to get into the conference conversation about which conference is better or who's overrated, who's not. I mean, all the conferences have one or two good teams, and the rest of them are average. It's the way it is. I mean, that's all there is to it. Well, it's not surprising that Oklahoma's defense is bad now when it was bad when they fired the guy. I mean, they're not going to all of a sudden get better. Oklahoma's got a lot of work to do before they're better on defense. They need a really good defensive coordinator to be hired in the offseason, and who can recruit well and coach the guys well. And it's, you know. I never said the ACC was better. Never said it. But they're not as bad as everyone says they are. And I'm not going to get into this thing again. I went on a whole 10-minute, 20-minute rant a few weeks ago about this. I'm not doing it again. Go back and watch that video if you have any questions about how I feel about conferences. So, OU had an okay defense in 2015, says Debo. 2015 is when we played Oklahoma in the playoff situation, wasn't it? I think so. Yeah, it was. Yeah. What's up, Hot Cosby? It says, friendly reminder that Pitt is leading the Coastal Division. Yes, that is true. I'm not going to read that. Clemson is on. Nope. No, it's not. I can't be fooled, sir. Thank you, SEC Dog. I appreciate that, sir. And I'm about to actually get off here in a second. You would love to see how many 4 stars Oklahoma has on defense. I mean, I think that Oklahoma doesn't have a problem recruiting on defense. It's got to be a coaching problem. What's up? Thank you, Smooves TV. Yeah, I'll take that as my cue. I'm starving. I want to go get something to eat before I settle down for the Clemson game. So anyway, I want to thank everybody who stopped in tonight for the stream. I apologize about the problems I had at the beginning of the stream. It took me about 30 minutes to get online for some reason because YouTube hates me, and so does anything that has technology in it. Anyway, I was glad I finally got on. Thanks everybody who stopped in. Thank you all the moderators. If you're new here, please hit the like button and subscribe button. I do college football videos all week long, and of course I do a stream for a primetime college football game every single weekend. Next week, I don't know. I have to look at the time for this. I know the one I want to do next week. I won't announce this till probably Tuesday or Thursday. I want to do the Syracuse and Notre Dame game next week. That's the most intriguing game of the week. I haven't done. I take that back. I have done. I can't remember. I don't think I've done a Notre Dame game this year for a stream. Anyway, I hope I can do that one. We'll see what time it comes on. If you want to support the show, there's a link in the description to this video to my Patreon page. You can click on that link, go to the Patreon page, look at that. If you want to help out, you can sign up for that for a small amount of money, and I'd appreciate it. Other than that, I guess that's it. Oh, tell everybody about the Pigskin Poot YouTube channel. Tell your wife, tell her friends, tell her girlfriends, tell her girlfriends to tell their boyfriends. Tell your barber, tell your dentist, tell your high school teacher. If you're in high school, it doesn't matter. Tell your parents even. They might like college football. They might like me. I don't know. Screaming it out from a mountaintop. Tattoo it on your forehead if you have to. But if you do that, make sure you tattoo it backwards so that when you look in the mirror, it reads correctly. And go Tigers. Impressive win by Alabama. At Mississippi State, impressive game by your defense. Your offense is terrible, and you just made all kinds of mistakes. Other than that, it was a good night and a good game. Your wife doesn't like the Pigskin Pete YouTube channel. That's her loss, sir. That's definitely her loss. So thank you, everybody who's saying they enjoyed the stream. I appreciate it. So I will see you guys all very soon. And I don't know what the hell I'm doing here, apparently. This is my first rodeo. Yeah. Anyway, everybody have a great night, and thank you again for stopping in. Pigskin Pete checking out.